Hello friends, what do you do with these leftovers of soap? Do you recycle them or do you trash them? When we do a YouTube search to see what we can do with these scraps, we very rarely find anything different to making a new bar of soap or liquid soap. But the truth is, most people don't like to use second-hand soap on their bodies. Even if one explains that there is no real health issue with recycled soap, they never accept it. However, there are many other things we can do with soap leftovers without putting it on our bodies. In this video, I'm going to show you all those options, and I'll also include some suggestions I've received from people I know. For further clarity, we can classify these strategies in different categories. First of all, we can classify our options according to how the scraps are processed. As is. For example, we can simply wet the soap and stick it onto a new bar, pressing firmly with our hands. Grate into different sizes, with our hands, with a knife, with a grater, or with a blender. For example, so we can press it into a new bar or ball of soap. We can come up with a very fine powder so it melts or dissolves easily. Or it can be chunks or fragments so that an exfoliating bag only delivers foam and not particles. Melt the soap to fill molds. For example, if we want to make a new bar of soap. Secondly, we can classify these options according to the kind of product we can get. 1. Personal care products. 2. Washing aids. 3. House cleaning products. 4. Marking tools. And 5. Wardrobe scents and pest control. Personal care products. We'll go through these quite quickly without giving too many details, because YouTube is full of videos that teach you how to make them. As simple as can be. After washing our hands with a new bar of soap, we wet a fragment of soap and press it in firmly onto the new bar. We let it dry, and the next time we wash, we can use that leftover till it disappears. Make a ball of soap with our hands. We grate the leftovers into fine flakes. We add some drops of water, and we knead them in, pressing and rolling with our hands. We let it dry for some days, and it's ready. Make a new bar of soap. We must grate the scraps very finely into flakes or fine powder. The finer it is, the easier and faster it will be to melt the soap. Heat up the soap scraps in a bain-marie or very slowly above a low flame with a bit of water so it doesn't burn. The temperature shouldn't go above 70 degrees Celsius or 160 degrees Fahrenheit, or the soap won't mold well. Once it has a viscous consistency, we place it into the mold. We must spread some oil over the mold so we can unmold the bar of soap easily. We let it dry for some days, and we have a new bar of soap. And of course, don't forget to rinse your grating tools very well. You don't want your cheese to taste like soap. Make liquid soap. We can't use any kind of soap to make liquid soap. The leftovers have to come from soaps made with potassium hydroxide or potash. If you try to make liquid soap with a non-potash soap, you can add tons of water, but once it's cold, you will have a jelly-like bag of rubber that's of no use. So don't listen to those liars who are fooling us with their videos. The same thing will happen if you want to make a shaving cream. However, if you have a shaving brush, You only need a few sweeps over a scrap of soap to get enough foam on your face for a great shave. Fill an exfoliating bag. In this case, the fragments of soap must be larger, chunks or chips of soap, so that it can create foam without getting out of the bag. Now, if you don't have any problem with using recycled soap on your body, you have my approval. However, we mustn't forget that soap doesn't kill bacteria or fungi. It simply establishes the conditions for bacteria to slip, not being able to catch on to our skin. So, after using the soap on our bodies, we must rinse it very well, so that the water will take away all the bacteria, fungi, bits of skin that fall off, etc. 2. Washing aids. For the washing machine, throwing a bit of soap between our garments can help our washing machine do the job using less detergent. In this case, it's preferable to use very fine particles of soap, like a powder, so they get dissolved easily in the water and we don't get residues of soap stuck to our pants after drying. Difficult stains. We can make a new bar of soap that will help us get rid of those nasty stains before putting the clothes into the washing machine. This is very useful for greasy kitchen linen and for a pre-wash of especially dirty clothes, cuffs and collars, washing them by hand. 3. House cleaning products. Soap for pets. If the soap you have is pet friendly, like glycerin soap or baby soap or any neutral soap free of irritant additives, you can melt those scraps into a new bar of soap that can be used to wash your pets. Cleaning kitchen and bathrooms. A recycled bar of soap can be very useful for cleaning towels, windows and furniture, especially in kitchens and bathrooms. Car washing. A bar of recycled soap can be useful in cleaning and washing your car if you spread a little soap onto a soft cloth or sponge. 4. Marking tools. Workshop markers. Soap fragments with a sharp edge are great markers for tailoring. We only have to choose a color that will contrast with the color of the fabric, and the lines are easily removed with a wet cloth. We can also use them to mark wood and steel where they leave a murky line, more visible than other methods. Crayons or pencils. If we make a soap bar with the form of a pencil, the kids can play with it, making drawings on the towels while taking a bath. But don't be surprised if the water gets red. You can also write messages on windows with it. While we are melting the leftovers grated to powder, we can add some food coloring, mix it well and fill a pencil-like mold. And finally, 5. Wardrobe scents and pest control. Wardrobe scents. We can form a ball of soap around some string or inside breathable bags, so we can hang it inside our wardrobe or inside the car to create a scented atmosphere. However, those soaps or scraps that we've left in a box or in a tin or something for too long, they have lost their scent and they might even smell bad. Whew, stinks. We would have to add some plant essential oils, something not easy or cheap to make. It isn't a good idea either to grate a new bar of soap for this use just because it smells nice. For this we have better options, like making herbal infusions from aromatic plants, like lavender, mint, lemon and others. Insecticidal soaps. There are many formulations of natural insecticides that include soaps, but not all soaps can be used. Only potash soaps, those made with potassium hydroxide, can be used against pests without damaging the plants. These soaps can be made liquid, while the sodium hydroxide soaps can't. Those bar soaps used in kitchens and bathrooms, in most cases, do not contain potassium salts or fatty acids. Instead, they are made with sodium hydroxide, and they will never stay liquid. All those insecticidal soaps prepared with bar soap leftovers are only clickbait, are fakes. If you want real facts, I must recommend you do your searching in universities or technical agencies where you will find science-based information. Those YouTubers that lie must leave and make videos for TikTok or Facebook. Well friends, these are all the products I know. Quite a few, so we can have a lot of fun. Now I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.